What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Okay, so this is just going to be a quick little slap together video. I just wanted to share this information with you guys. Check this out. House passes bill to combat fentanyl trafficking, sending it to Trump's desk. Here we go, folks. Check this out. The House overwhelmingly passed bipartisan legislation Thursday that would solidify federal policies cracking down on the synthetic opioid fentanyl and its analogs in a bid by lawmakers to combat the nation's opioid epidemic. The HALT Fentanyl Act makes permanent a 2018 emergency rule that classifies knockoffs of fentanyl as Schedule 1 controlled substances, which results in harsher sentences for possession of the drug. The bill passed the House 321 to 104 and now heads to the President Donald Trump's desk for signature. Wow. So 104 Democrats voted against this. Wow, folks. Like I said, Democrats are insane. The legislation, which applies to what are known as fentanyl-related substances, garnered support from nearly every Republican and many Democrats, despite concerns that the bill does not address the root issues at hand and will add to the problems in the criminal justice system. Yeah, it's going to put more people in jail. This is good. What do you mean? Doesn't address the root issues? Hang on. We've already addressed those, folks. We've addressed a lot of that because a lot of that was coming across that southern border. And without legislation, without this big, beautiful bill, without anything, Donald Trump cut border crossings by 99.9%. Yes, that goes to fix that problem, by the way. Doesn't fix it totally, but it helps it a lot. You know, these drug cartels, they have other ways of getting drugs across the border. And we need to go after those too. Senate Majority Leader John Thune hailed passage of the bill and promised more legislative action to come. I don't need to tell anybody about this horrible impact of drug overdose in this country, many of them caused by fentanyl, Thune said on the Senate floor. In the coming weeks, we'll be taking up legislation to address another aspect of the fight, securing our borders, a nod to Republicans' tax package, which includes billions of dollars in additional immigration enforcement and border security funding. Proponents of the legislation argue that the bill will make it easier to stop drug traffickers by making the federal emergency rules permanent. Opponents say the framework does little to stem the epidemic and warn it'll make it harder to conduct important research. As a matter of fact, it won't. It'll actually open the doors and allow more expansive research. But that's neither here nor there. Congress has regularly renewed the emergency rule since 2018, meaning there is no immediate change to federal policy. The bill does not include increased funding for law enforcement to conduct anti-drug trafficking efforts, nor funding for public health efforts meant to reduce fentanyl addiction and deaths. The bill's supporters say that the reclassification will give anti-trafficking efforts clearer standards to operate under as law enforcement combats the trade. Federal, state, and local law enforcement have sought to break up the flow of fentanyl into the U.S. by targeting Mexican drug cartels and local gangs. So, there you go, a contradictory statement. As a matter of fact, they just issued sanctions. Yeah, sanctions on the Mexican criminal cartels. So, what are y'all talking about there, opponents of this bill? The Trump administration has declared stemming the flow of fentanyl precursors from China a priority in trade talks with Beijing, an effort that follows a spat of initiatives by the Biden administration to reduce the importation of such substances into the U.S. from China and other illegal supply chains. A loophole that the cartels have tried to use to drive their illicit fentanyl into our country is by changing one of the fentanyl chemical structure to create fentanyl analogs, said GOP Rep. Morgan Griffith, one of the bill's co-sponsors, during Wednesday's debate on the House floor. The cartels did this in an attempt to evade our criminal laws, said Griffith, who argued the bill would help prevent further fentanyl deaths and increase the potential for research into the drug and related substances. Oh, there you go. It'll increase research. I thought the opponent said it would decrease research. Huh? What are you talking about here? Yes, this in conjunction with sanctions and other options that they're looking into, we're fighting this, folks. Once again, Trump in his trade negotiations, for crying out loud, is talking about this, and this is a good thing. Maybe we could stop fentanyl from coming into this country, but that's one thing it seems like you're never going to stop, because look at the conclusion to the war on drugs, if you will. Did we win? Who won that, by the way? I think the drug cartels won that. So, we're not going to ever stop drugs, but slowing it down, because drug overdoses from fentanyl breached 100,000 like a couple of years ago. And, that's a lot, folks. 100,000 overdoses. That's insane to me. So something has to be done about this. People get into drugs, and you just don't realize that you're going down a path of destruction. You just never realize it until it's too late, until you're freaking strung out and you wake up one day and you're in jail and you're like, why am I here? You don't even know why you're in jail. And you ask the guy, hey, what is today? And you think it's the next day, but really it's been 3 days and you're stressed out because it's 3 days past Thanksgiving and you're like, holy crap, I told my mom I was going to be home for Thanksgiving and now that was 3 days ago. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm sitting in jail. I can't contact anybody. I don't have any money. I have no idea why I'm even here. Where's my truck, for goodness sakes? I don't have my wallet. I know that may sound really specific, but it happens to people all the time. And, all jokes aside, drug epidemics are bad. Trust me. They are really bad, and once again, you don't realize you're going down that path of destruction. So anybody, if you're thinking about doing drugs, just don't. Sure, you may think it feels great or whatever, blah, 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 blah. It's all the cool kids are doing it. It is not worth doing. Trust me, it will destroy your life. Abso-freaking-lutely destroy your life. There are almost no people that can maintain themselves and still do drugs like opioids and just live their lives with no repercussions whatsoever. I don't know anybody that can do that. These types of drugs always lead you down this path that you end up with nothing. You end up out on your butt. Your family hates you. Blah, 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 blah. It's bad, folks. It really is. And so something needs to be done about this, because once again, somebody just brings it to you. It's like, hey, try this thing. And you don't know any better, and it feels great. So you keep doing it. And next thing you know, like I said, you wake up in jail and you have no idea why you're there. And it's 3 days past Thanksgiving, and you promised your mom you was going to be home for I know. But I just wanted to bring y'all this quick video, so y'all let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comment section. Is it going to help? Is it going to hurt? What do you think? Y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all don't forget to smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. That would be great. Share this video anywhere and everywhere you can. And if you would be so gracious as to look right below the video and click that join button. Sign up. Become a member. Help me deliver the best possible content I can deliver to you guys. I need y'all's help on that because we can't grow without you. So y'all do that for me, and I would be very appreciative. Y'all try to have a good day. Stay legitical. And don't do drugs, kids.